So regarding JCU, okay, we basically consider ourselves as the one university which is located at 2 different countries, and we do have like a few different campuses, of which Townsville is our main campus, and followed by Keynes is the other campus. So these 2 campuses are our tropical campus, and we do have our focus mainly that we are top 2% universities in the world, and we are in the top 50 in the universities under 50 years of age. And more importantly, for any student, what is more important is their job. So whether they are going to get a job once they finish their course or not, that's the most important thing that anyone has to ask that. So in our case, okay, we are basically getting a job satisfaction. We call the 5-star rating. Can we basically get a candidate from James Cook University for our position there? Because they are quite happy, they know that the training that they received is quite good in that. And that's what we are quite proud of ourselves, and our students should be proud of themselves to that. Now this is our university structure. We don't basically call the School of Engineering. We basically get around more than 75% of the research funds comes to our college. So it's a highly research focused college, is College of Science and Engineering. Now we do basically, as a James Cook University, we offer a number of courses, and most of those courses are in the fundamental side of the education. So here what I basically put in the red, that's biology, chemistry, engineering, that's the courses offered within our college. Other courses are within the JCU for that. Now the biggest question that someone has to ask is, okay, why they should study science and engineering at JCU for that. Pretty much all of them basically offer very similar type of courses to that, but why they had basically study at JCU? This is a question. By the reef is the lab, which is next door to us. So this is an open space. So it's an open there. We do have the environmental science research which is happening, which is, we are basically number 2 in the world. So again, they can see, okay, this is the rainforest over there. You can basically see that, okay, this cable car here, this is basically taking the students to the lab station. The other most important thing is, okay, we basically tackle the real world issues. What is important to the region? So probably you know that, okay, like around 65% of the world population lives in the tropics. What is more important for the tropics? What kind of diseases are in the tropics there? What kind of agriculture is in the tropics? So can we basically expand our research, and we can basically help the people living in that particular area there. So we basically look at the real world problems. So we basically incorporate those kind of things into our curriculum, and that's what they basically study in that. So we basically also committed to the hands-on experience. If students who are basically doing, for example, like they are doing engineering, they need to build things. It's not that, okay, you basically learn the theory. You can learn the theory, you can go and do anywhere. Lecturer interaction, it is happening quite well over there. And you basically get the skills you can basically take with you. And then once you study that, you can basically go and study wherever, or go and work wherever you want. You don't have to basically base in Townsville, you can basically go work anywhere in the world there. As you see, like this is a research vessel, because we are basically number 1 in the marine biology. So for all the research, okay, they need to basically go deep into the ocean. So then you do have like the vessels like this. This is the lab there. So this is quite fun, as well as they are basically learning quite a lot of things over there. Now I just quickly mentioned, okay, what are the different streams of courses that we basically offer in science and engineering. For example, like the number 1 is marine biology and aquaculture. They basically study about the coral reef, marine conservation, marine and coastal management, fisheries and science. So anything related with the marine life, they are basically studying that. How we can protect the reef, how we can protect the environment, things like that. The tropical biology and ecology is another typical example there. We do have some of the very leading researchers, the most highly cited researchers, which is working in this particular area there. We also do like the environmental science and management. We also got tropical, urban and regional planning. This is really, really important. For example, like I don't think that like in India this is a major topics there. Now these people, these guys basically are expert in like designing the life in certain regions there. For example, like we do have like a natural disasters happen. I think this region you basically get a cyclone that. We do basically get a severe cyclone in our region that happened at JCU. We basically got something called cyclone testing station. So those people basically say that, okay, these are the conditions that you need to basically go with that. So if you basically wanted to basically build a house in, for example, like here in Hyderabad, this is the condition. The battens you are using should be of this size. The nails you are using should be of this size. If you basically wanted to build a house in Chennai, climate completely different, then this is the condition for that. So that's why you can do those kind of planning there. Whether you're basically going to flood in certain area, if that's the case, okay, how that should be there. So those kind of planning, we are basically quite expert in that. We do have a number of very leading researchers in the geological science region. So they are basically working more towards the mining is one of the aspects. They are also basically working on the paleontology. They basically go to the caves where people never explored. For example, we do have Professor Paul Dirks. He is traveling with us. He is not here today, but he is in another city. So he basically go to the caves which people never explored, and he basically find the Neanderthals, and 25 of them, they basically look like trapped in a cave. And that was a National Geography news that. National Geography sponsored the whole research. So we do basically offer civil engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical and electronics engineering, chemical engineering, and more recently, we start offering a course in Internet of Things there. Now when you're looking at this one, you can see that, okay, we don't have a highly specialized courses there. The main reason is we wanted to basically train the students into the basic engineering courses, and in 5 years' time, probably that may not be a topic of interest. That means you can't basically get a job in that area there. But in the meantime, for example, okay, if you're basically getting into electrical and electronics engineering, you basically get the basic skill, then you will do a master's into biotechnology, then your life is much more safe for that. That's the main reason we are not offering like a highly specialized engineering courses there. This is the general structure of our engineering program. Our first year is common engineering. So that means they don't basically decide, okay, which branch they're basically going for that. Second year onwards, they basically decide, okay, which branch of engineering they're going to do. Now, this is one important thing. Our employability is 100%. Like 2017, all our graduates in civil engineering, electrical and electronics engineering, and mechanical engineering, they got the job there. And this is not happening just like last year. Overall, if you're looking like last couple of years, it's not the best for the job market, but still our students are basically getting a job. And the main reason is that, okay, the employers are very, very happy about the students, so they typically employ our graduates there. Now, a few of the key factors for our courses are the hands-on training, the small class size, and in addition to that, they also basically get a paid internship. So every student has to do a 12 weeks internship there. So that means they need to basically go to an industry, they need to work there. And the reason we say that, okay, it should be a paid job, because if it is not a paid job, probably the employer will not basically demand too much from the student, because they know they will be only for a short period. They come whatever time they come, whatever time they want, they go that like that. But the minute they pay something, they make sure that every dollar they pay, they get a return out of that. So that's why we made that compulsory, that it should be a paid internship there. We do have a strong industry link. Number of industries are collaborating with us, and especially like they give us the guidance. They basically collaborate with us to modify our curriculums and so on that. We also basically got a fun club. So this is a student-owned, student-managed clubs like robotics club, motorsports club. They build the cars, they build the robots, because this is not part of the curriculum, but it is a fun type things they're basically doing over there. Now, as I mentioned before, this is the employment rate for us. This is for the whole of the engineering in that, not particular one there. Now, you see that, okay, for example, like electrical engineering here is around 95% or something like that. The reason, okay, what happened to the other 5% there? If you decide to basically continue your studies, for example, like you go and do masters or PhD like that, they won't basically consider that they got a job there. So that's the reason that, okay, still you basically see, okay, some are having got a job there. This is only considered if you basically go and work in an industry there. This is the average salary that engineers are basically getting in Australia. This is around $62,000. So most of the students basically get a salary probably around $75,000 there. Now JCU, okay, as Vignesh mentioned, is around 48 years old. Most of our buildings are probably is like quite older type of buildings there. But now the last 5 years, JCU is completely removing all the old buildings. We are getting all the new buildings there. So as part of that, engineering is basically going to get a $120 million building. So the building is starting next year, and we'll be opening that in 2021 there. Now, what's the difference it's going to make for the engineering? What's the futures of the engineering in that? Now, typically, if you're basically looking like building, say, like for example, like consider this particular hotel itself. Who is going to build this hotel? Like, what kind of engineers are doing that? If it is 20 years ago, that is completely right. Those things are completely gone now. Like this building is going to be highly dependent on the sensor technology. What's the temperature in this room? What's the temperature you wanted? What's the humidity in this particular room? How you basically walk into the room? How you will be scanned? So those things are basically happening there. So because of that, now all the engineering things will be completely different. It's not going to be just like civil engineers are building a house or like the buildings or like on there. It's all basically now coming towards the like interaction between the different branches that. So for example, like electrical engineers will play a significant role in building a hotel, because most of the things will be based on the sensor technology. The minute you walk in, the lights will come turn on. The minute you walk out, your lights will turn off, your AC won't be, it will be turned off, and so on that. So it's all based on those kind of things there. So with that, we are basically like designing the Master of Engineering program. This is a completely new program that we are happy to basically launch here today. So those ones, okay, we are basically like making based on few of the fundamental topics, which is very much important for the next, I won't say next generation, for the next few years there. So for example, like water resource management, this is very important for us. We don't have enough drinking water, so we need to basically manage that. We do have plenty of water, but not drinking water. We don't have clean water, so we need to do those kind of resources there. We do have plenty of energy, but we don't have renewable energy there. So, and as I mentioned, many of the things is going to be based on the sensor technology, so it's the Internet of Things and the data engineering that. Now, we also like, there are many people who basically once they finish their engineering, they think, okay, I probably wanted to go and do a management job. I'm not very much keen on the engineering job. But the skills you basically got is fully on engineering. For them, this particular course we basically designed, technology and management that. So it's a highly focused on the management for the engineers that. And all the programs will be supported by Ergon, Optus, Huawei, and local governments and so on that. We also basically launched our Master of Global Development. So this is an interdisciplinary type of the course which is addressing the global challenges of problems, the way that we are basically going to live that. Whether we like it or not, your every movement will be tracked down. Your employer, or if you are basically working for your own, whatever it is, they know where you are at this particular moment. Okay? If they gave you a mobile phone with you, they can tell you where exactly you are there. So that's how basically it is moving that. Now, we may not like it, but unfortunately that's the reality. If you do have that piece of gadgets with you, you are tracked down. You can turn off your location. You think that, okay, no one will see that. Unfortunately, still there is an option that it is tracking down. People are not aware of that one there. So that's the reality of the things there. So the sensor technology is basically going to take everything, and all our programs are fully focused on this sensor technology. Whichever the engineering branch you're basically going to take on, it's all based on the sensor technology that you can see, like the leaks of water or electromagnetic field, the humidity, temperature, what are the motions, and so on there. Now the biggest thing which is basically going to happen is the driverless car. Do you think, okay, you'll be safe in a driverless car? Do you think? You don't think that. Why? Why you think a driverless car is not good? You don't have a confidence. Why you don't have a confidence in that? Now just a quick question. When you're driving, why you think that, okay, you can drive safely. Yes, calculation while driving. What kind of how you do a calculation there? You are basically going, for example, like 80 kilometers of speed, and this guy was going, for example, like 100 kilometers. But the minute you're very close, okay, he just put a brake. You are only 20 meters apart. How you're basically going to quickly break that? It is your vision, isn't it? You basically see that, and that's the two senses. Just imagine that. These are the two senses you got, and then the other two senses you use your ears. So you're basically using those four senses to make every decision that.